it actually just did a roundabout on its own, everybody. And also, you see like this double lane bit? I want to see what it does to it. Look at the lorry. Look at what is going on with my cameras. Which it does do. Whoa, okay, it's not interesting because of that van behind, actually. And it's still not doing it. Welcome back, everybody, to Tesla Driver. I hope you're doing really well. That is Leeds in front of us, and that is going to be the challenge today. We're going to be doing the UK Autopilot tour in a new city, and a city actually I've never driven through. I've never driven through Leeds. I have been to Leeds once before, where I went to Ellen Road to watch Swindon versus Leeds. We actually beat Leeds 3-0. Billy Painter, Charlie Austin got the goals. Billy Painter then went and moved to Leeds the season after, I think, after we failed to get through the final against Millwall at Wembley. But that's enough about my old football days. We're here to have a look at the car and how it goes through the center here. So what I've done on my map is I've literally just pinpointed like the central point of Leeds, and I'm just going to follow the sat nav through. We're going to go through the center of Leeds, wrap back round, and then come back out. That's literally all we're going to do. That's the route that I want to follow, and I want to see if it works well. Now, we have obviously done Liverpool and Manchester recently, and those have all done actually really well, like a lot better than I was expecting. So I'm hoping that Leeds as well have some really, really good roads for Autopilot where we can show its prowess in a city centre and not just its downfall. So we are coming into a 50 here, so I'm just slowing down steadily. I actually think I need to get into the left lane. I need to come into the left lane in a mile. So we've got a mile of this that we can go around, which is fine. But yeah, I don't know these roads. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what it's going to look like, so it's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to auto lane change now into that left lane. And just sit behind this Vauxhall. So I think the main like road around Leeds is this road here, the M621. There's quite a few motorways around it, and I've got to say, it's absolutely beautiful up here. Like driving on the motorways up here, it is stunning. I've heard some things, people saying it's pretty grim up north, but I've got to say, I can just see absolutely beautiful places. So I actually really like it up here. So we're going to be coming off in half a mile, so there's no point really changing lanes and such. And don't forget, guys, if this blue light is on, it means the car is in full self-drive or autopilot, you know, doing everything it can. If that's turned off, it means I have taken control or the car has given me back control. So I'm coming off here. Yeah, I am coming off here. So I'm going to see if it will go into that left lane for me, which it does do. Whoa, okay, it's not. Interesting, because of that van behind, actually. And it's still not doing it. Yeah, that was odd. Okay, so I didn't like that at all. The way the car tried to go across, but because this van was trying to undercut and like wasn't stopping, you saw the car actually abort it a couple of times. But again, at least it aborted it. At least it saw the van and it didn't just go for it anyway, because that van was approaching relatively fast. But I have found that up north, the van drivers do like to, I don't know, they're like in super Mad Max mode everywhere they go. I don't think I've been let in once yet, which is quite interesting. So I'm going to use the accelerator pedal just to actually inch forward myself. And then if I lift off the accelerator pedal again, it just stops. So it does that kind of, you know, you can go forward. It gives you a grace period or a grace space, and then you can decide whether to go or not within that. So I'm not sure here, again, how the road markings are going to be, but I'm hoping in these kind of areas, they don't just disappear. Did you see the steering wheel there turned super sharp left, and I had to take back control straight away because it was just going to go pretty much straight across there. We've got a Golf coming into our lane, which is fine. Autopilot's seen it, and it is following it. And it looks like this is the right lane to be in. We've got some actually pretty tight corners here. Just going to bring the speed down to 25 around these corners. Again, with the zigzags, it's sometimes, like, it's not bad with the zigzags, it's just not perfect. Sometimes it makes it go a little bit funny. And, pokey, right, well, I'm having to brake there because this guy was, like, halfway across my lane anyway. What are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? Literally no idea what that car is doing, but he was being a little bit weird. Okay, so this is the lane to go into the city centre, And I actually think we're pretty close actually to the city centre already. It seems to be getting like just kind of, you know, straight into it, which is quite nice. And it was actually a really easy and nice drive into this middle area. Now, all the lanes and all the roads, I'm just looking around just to see what kind of is around here. And there's loads of really good solid lines, good lanes. I actually think this could be one of the best cities for autopilot, just by looking around straight away, but I'm not gonna let that be the be-all end-all. We've really got to see if it'll work. This again is the only issue that I think we're gonna have is at these parts where the lines disappear as we go across an intersection. I'm pretty sure that's like the only bit that it's gonna fail at constantly. But hopefully that again is something that can be changed and edited quite easily, because it's just, you know, repaint the lines. Okay, so we're going into kind of a wider bit here where it splits and the car has decided to take the correct lane. And it looks like we're coming into a lot of traffic, but we've actually stopped at the red light anyway. But the car in front is going to be going through the red light and look like just stopped on the walkway. And now the Tesla wants to follow it. So I'm just gonna stop the car right there, because otherwise it would have just followed it. This looks way too much traffic, so I'm actually just gonna abort this and go right, because we don't actually have like a route that we need to go. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. So the lines completely disappear in a second, but autopilot's not, oh, no, there it was there for like a split second, but it's not picking up anything now down these little side roads. Okay, here we go. So we've got some more lines coming up, which will help obviously autopilot. The road goes quite wide, but it's going to use this line. It's going to sharply turn us in here. Yeah, and then we're doing a very tight turn here, which I'm going to have to take control of myself and go down this one way backwards. So I'm really not sure where I've just come out here, but we're just going to keep following these roads anyway. I actually think I might have just saved us like a bunch of time there by doing this little cut through. In fact, I kind of want to go onto that right lane. I do want to like see if I can move over. So while I'm parked here, I'm just going to see if I indicate right, if it does anything. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, when you're a standstill, it won't then change lanes for you. Now, because it was on hold, obviously I had to hit the accelerator to get us going, but now it just goes back into its kind of normal mode, and it's following these roads quite well. There's a lot of lines here that all get kind of muddled up, but I think it did do the right thing, and I think it is actually in the correct lane that we wanted it to be in. We're gonna have to have another stop here and wait for the lights. Now this looks like, I've gone for Park Square, which I'm assuming is the center of the city. And that's where I'm trying to get us to go to on autopilot. Is it gonna take this turn for us? It is. It's still doing it. It's still doing it. It actually did the whole turn for us. This Vauxhall cut in our lane, but the car's gone round it, which is fine. And it's still doing all of this by itself, and it is going across. It's actually changed lanes there completely. I think because of the roadworks or because of the buildings on the left, it decided to completely change lane. But you know what? It's got into the correct lane, because we are actually turning right at the end of this road. So let's see what it decides to do here. Again, a super tight right turn. No, it wasn't doing it. It was actually going straight, so it would have gone and followed that Kajar there. And there's a lot of people about, so I'm really like double, triple checking everything, because there's so many people walking around. So this is the center. This is coming up to Park Square that I was saying. And yeah, this definitely looks like it is the center of town. And what's it going to do here? Again, we've lost the lines, but I think it's following that double yellows quite well. And yeah, it's following that all right. And what I might do actually is just do a cheeky indicate to get into that left lane. Oh, it didn't do it. It didn't do it. It's trying to do it, and it aborted. Like it just slammed on there halfway because it was obviously going behind that, whatever that was, Audi. So it just kind of broke. Oh, there is an ambulance somewhere. Oh, the ambulance is right behind us. This will be interesting. Look at the cars. What the heck is going on here? Here comes the ambulance. Now, there's nothing, like, I would be really excited to see like some red, blue flashing lights on that, but as you could see there, it actually didn't do anything. It just kind of kept it as it was, and yeah, didn't do anything interesting at all, actually. Okay, we're gonna go back. We're not going into autopilot because we're gonna stop here at these red lights. Oh, wow, okay. Oh yeah, you've got Uber here. We don't have Uber where I am, so we don't have Uber drivers, and I forget that Uber, what? This guy's changed lanes like 5 times in front of me. Okay, we're gonna take a right here. And we're just going to cancel the route that I've put in because we are in the center now. Autopilot, is it gonna pick up? Autopilot, there we go. Put autopilot on now. We've got a person on the left. I'm just intrigued to see if the autopilot picks him up at all. No, it hasn't actually. It hasn't, didn't say he was there at all. I'm just gonna see where it, so it wants to go in this left lane. Is this left lane going left or straight on? I'm not 100% sure. Again, I can hear that ambulance somewhere. Okay, the ambulance is now behind us again. What the heck? How did I do that? How did I beat the ambulance to nowhere? But yeah. Look at the lorry. Look at what is going on with my cameras. Look at it. I mean, they're literally, the lorry behind me is just parked. You can probably see it in the mirror. It's actually just parked fine. But my car is just making it do this weird dance that I'm not quite sure why it's doing. Am I meant to be in this lane? Oh no, sorry, I'm meant to be over here. So I think I'm going on to, yeah, this, whatever this is. Little dual carriageway. Which is quite good though, because then we can obviously put autopilot on and test it around here. So this looks like this is like the ring road around Leeds, I think. Leeds is so much bigger than I was anticipating. This place is huge. So we've got city centre or the west. I'm not sure which way I'm going, so we're just gonna stay in this lane. But here we go through a tunnel. The lines do go a little bit crazy here, but I'm hoping actually the car should be able to follow this. Yeah, it should follow this okay. And we are in the correct lane. So you can see it's following this nicely, tucking around, no problems. And it's actually doing this ring road very well. Now we've got a left turn coming up, like after this kind of bend here, so we need to be in the left lane, I think. And I'm going to use the lane change assist to get us over there. So I'm going to go around this corner. And now I'm going to indicate. So it's quite a tough one because it does go into a very tight corner afterwards. So let's see what the lane assist does. Yeah, no problems actually. Did that really well. Again, I'm going to see what it does here at this roundabout by itself. I'm going to bring the speed right down for it and just see what, if it follows lanes, if there are lanes. We just got through, which is quite lucky. And which way is it going to go here? And, well, it went the way I wanted it to go. So there we go. It actually just did a roundabout on its own, everybody. That was it doing a roundabout on its own. And I'll tell you what, Leeds, it did really well. Like, it did super well. I'm going to have to take back control here because we just got merge in. That van just pulled over last second, so that was quite lucky. And again, we'll use the lane change just to try and go around this guy. Now, I don't know if Leeds is a fairly new city or it's had its roads done recently or something, but it seems to be really, really good. And I do like the system that they've got in place here. The roads all seem to work very, very well for autopilot, which is great. So we're actually now coming out of Leeds, and there's a lot of roads that you could possibly take. So I'm just hoping that the autopilot is sticking to this lane and that this is the correct road, which I think it is. Yeah, it is. So we're gonna carry on until we join onto the M1 here. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of this M621 driving, just to show you how autopilot copes with it, copes with the corners. This is a good test again, doing an overtake around a corner. No problems at all. Again, I'm waiting for the corners just so that we give it a real test. It's a tight left bend, but yeah, it does it really, really nicely. Oh, we're coming actually into a 40 now as well. And this is one of those average speed checks. Horrible things. Working fine on here though. What I do want to do once this car overtakes is actually go into that right hand lane and just see how it copes with the no right lane marker. And also you see like this double lane bit, I want to see what it does to it. Yeah, no problems. So I assume here it's seeing the green kind of cat's eyes on the right hand side, but it might just be using the barrier as a physical border so it knows it can't go further, because we are getting like, you know, the yellow and red lines appear down here, so it knows how close it is. And yeah, this is working well. Sometimes you get it where there's actually a white line on the other side of the cones, and it sees that line and it tries to follow it, but obviously there's cones in the way, so sometimes it kind of slams on and goes a little bit, oh wait, I'm not 100% sure what I'm meant to do here. But it doesn't seem to be doing that with this. I am intrigued to know if it's following the left line or the like right line of the two. I think it's following the right line because we are getting quite tight here. And now I'm able to move back over. No trouble at all again. And there we go, everybody. We're about to come on and join the M1. So what did you think about autopilot in Leeds? First of all, Leeds is actually a really pretty place and the areas around it are beautiful. Not what most people seem to say about up north, but yeah, it's actually really, really nice. The city centre, there wasn't much congestion for 10 o'clock and it actually worked really, really well. Like, barely any complaints. It didn't do the tight corners, obviously. It even did a couple of roundabouts without us meaning to. It just did it. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And I think this is showing some cities are nearly ready for it, whereas some cities aren't. This has actually got that white line that I was talking about a second ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to really quickly indicate and go over to this lane here and just see if it does what I said before, where it goes a little bit too far because it sees the white line. No. No, okay, it's not done it at all. In fact, it's just worked perfectly and we're back into this lane. So I'm gonna come over before people comment, "You're hogging on the right lane," even though there's no one around me, so nobody cares. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check out TeslaDriverShop.com if you want to get yourself a mini supercharger. And also don't forget to use my referral code if you want to get yourself a Tesla. I'm not sure why these guys are going so slow in these lanes, but they are. And the car was sensing it so early on for some reason too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, don't forget, drive safe.